Sharpshooting finishing badges, the 4th edition of our sharpshooting badge tier series. You've waited for it. It's finally here. Even though there might be quite a few tier 4 badges again from Swiz, it's still going to be a good video, I promise you. So thanks for tuning in. Again, we have Nick Gretsch, aka Swizurk. He's our starting shooting guard for Pacers Gaming in the NBA 2K League. We got him here on a Discord video call to run through these badges and talk about which tier he thinks the badge belongs in and how he uses them as a sharp. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Swizz, you ready to go on this one?
I'm ready. I mean, about the tier 4 ones, I mean, I'm a hard critic on the badges. There's only so many that go on the sharp. It's tough out here as a sharp. But,
it's tough. I mean, it's tough. The struggle is real, right?
It is a struggle as a sharp for some badges. That's the cheating. It's a struggle.
All right, let's go right into it to start out. First badge, we're looking at Acrobat. Swizz?
Acrobat, I have tier 3. So keep in mind, I only get 1 point into my finishing badge. So I'm only getting 1 badge bronze out of all these badges. So this one's going tier 3. I think it's definitely a good badge if you're a finisher, 100%, like 100%. But as a sharp, there's no way I'm getting a point over the other ones into this. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good badge, don't get me wrong, but as a sharp, I just can't get this one in.
All right.
It's just too hard.
Okay. Let's kick off the tier 4s here. I think Back Down Punisher is going to be our first one off the rip.
Back Down Punisher definitely kicking off the tier 4s. I'm never backing down my opponent, really, or anything like that in the paint. I'm not big bodying anybody, sadly. So, yeah, this one's going tier 4.
Okay. Just probably doesn't make sense as much for sharps here.
Yeah, not at all.
Consistent finisher, though?
I got that one tier 3. I mean, if you need help releasing your layups, like you're not releasing them good, I think it's interesting. See, what's weird, like having no shot meter, releasing layups is like hard, I think. So I think it's interesting if you have no shot meter and take this badge, because you can't see your shot meter. So like layup timing is like really like hard, I think, kind of. But yeah, besides that, I'm not taking it. There's just no way I'm using my point on this, but I think it's definitely interesting. Especially if you use no shot meter. Okay, perfect. And by the way, if you didn't know, turning off your shot meter does increase your make percentage. So we have a full video that talks about that. Make sure you go check it out. Another tip there from Swizz. Okay, contact finisher. Contact finisher, I'm putting tier 3.
Okay.
I mean, I think this is another really good slasher badge, or like if you have the points for it. I'm not ever gonna probably make a contact layup in this game, so it's not gonna be a badge for me. Like it's just not a sharp badge, I don't think, at all. So yeah, I think just leave this one tier 3, and it's for like the 2 ways and things like that. Okay, makes sense. Cross key score. This one I have tier 4. This badge is like kind of weird. This is probably more for like a 4, I think. Like you're doing like running hooks and stuff like that. I'm not really doing too many cross key hooks and stuff like that and layups in the paint. So yeah, this is more for like, I think if you're a power forward.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're not going to be running across the key trying to make buckets. You're on the outside.
Hook shots and things like that. Yeah.
Right. Probably never. If it does happen, very few and far between opportunities. So cross key score, agreed, Swizz, doesn't really make sense. We're on to deep hooks.
Deep hooks, also tier 4. I'm never taking a hook. I'm not taking minger bingers.
Minger binger.
I'm not taking any of those. So yeah, I mean, you're never taking a hook shot as a pure sharp. So
if you're doing it right, you shouldn't be taking hook shots as a sharp.
Unless you're trying to have some fun and troll, maybe, and then take it. But besides that, yeah, I'm good.
All right. Drop stepper.
Drop stepper, another one I'm putting tier 4.
Yep.
If you're a slasher, big man, guy like that, take it 100%. But a sharp, even if you had this badge, probably Hall of Fame needed drop step, it probably still wouldn't work. So I mean, I'm not taking this one. Yeah, you're never probably doing a drop step in your entire life. So yeah.
I can just picture you in the league on stage. Switch is trying to drop step with a 6'4" shooting guard.
That'd be glitchy, honestly.
Oh man, not glitchy.
Nice though. 5 out.
Nice.
Drop step in the paint.
5 out drop step. That's.
I found something.
Hey, that's the tip play next year.
maybe.
Okay. Fancy footwork.
Okay, so I like this badge. This one I'm putting tier 1.
Yep.
I think this badge is really good, especially with hop steps being so good in the game. I think this is like a really good badge. This badge, there's one other badge I play with at bronze. It's the only two I switch between really now. Yeah, this badge is definitely really good. A must-have if you got the points. A must-have. I think you should put it all the way up if you have the points.
100%. I feel like this could eventually get patched. Mike Wang, if you're watching this, people don't get mad at me if Mike patches it. But man, it is overpowered right now.
No, 100%. It's really good.
It's crazy. With Space Creator, you see guys like hopping all the way across the lane and going up and dunking it. This badge is OP. It's nuts. Like Swizz said, use it if you have the points for sure. Fast break finisher.
Fast break finisher, I have tier 3.
Tier 3.
So this, I think it's interesting if you're like running the break and you may put this badge on bronze and you get a dunk on the fast break. It helps your takeover as a sharp. I mean, see, I don't know. This badge is weird. I just can't. With 1 point, I just can't put my point into this. Yeah. So I just think it's 1 point you can't regardless. But if you're like a two-way play in the top of the key, I think this is a badge you should have for your takeover meter. At least bronze to help it out. But besides that, I'm not taking it. Agreed.
If you're a two-way, you're leaking out quite a bit from the top of the key. You play park and you get out in transition. I think fast break finisher makes sense. If you're pure sharp, like Swizz said, don't waste your 1 or 2 or 3 batch points here. It just doesn't make sense for now. So tier 3 sounds good to me. Not trying to rhyme. Pause the video here if we have to, but I watched the Little Dicky freestyle the other day again. It's so good.
He's nuts.
He goes crazy. Was that on like Lil Sway?
Music videos, they're so good. Yeah, I think it was Sway. The 5 fingers thing might have been. I don't know if it was 5 fingers, but it was something.
I don't know. It's crazy. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go YouTube.
His freestyles are nuts. I love his music videos too. They're so good.
All right, we're moving on here. What about Giant Slayer? So
Giant Slayer, this is my other tier 1 badge. And Fancy Footwork is what I think you got to go with one or the other as your 1 badge. I think this one's definitely good because it's always a center in the paint or a tall defender. So I think it's good to have. I just think you got to pick your poison between this and Fancy Footwork personally.
Yeah, when you're going into the paint, 9 times out of 10 as a sharp, you're shorter than your opponent. Giant Slayer allows you to go up and finish on or above those taller defenders. So if you have badge points, Giant Slayer makes a whole lot of sense for sharp, I think, too. Okay, Lob City finisher.
This one I have tier 4, just because as a sharp you're never catching a lob. But if you're like a two-way, I'd probably put it tier 3. Or even tier 2 maybe as a two-way. But tier 4, you're never catching a lob in your entire life, sadly. So yeah, I mean that's another tough one to sink in. But yeah, I mean just don't put it in as a sharp. If you're a two-way, I would definitely do it. But besides that, no.
Okay, pick and roller.
Pick and roller, another tier 4 one. I'm never setting screens, rolling off them. Yeah. Just not a badge I'd ever use.
Makes sense for sharps. Maybe as a stretch, which we'll explore in other videos, but as a sharp primary, not going to see a lot of pick and rolls to the basket. So save your points on pick and roller. Let's talk about Pro Touch.
Pro Touch, I like this one. I got this one tier 2. I think this is a good one if you use the shot meter to use, because it'll help your layup attributes go up if you time it correctly or something like that. So yeah, I like this badge. I mess around with it as my bronze. I thought it was interesting, but without the shot meter, I don't like it. So yeah, I don't really use it ever anymore. But
gotcha. So you recommend it for people who might keep their meters on. And just to clarify, it gives you an additional boost for having good layup timing, and it gives you an extra shot boost for having slightly early, slightly late, or excellent shot timing on layups as well. So something to consider if you have trouble timing layups. This and consistent finisher could be for you potentially.
For sure. All right. If you have the badges, I'd probably use both of them, or if you had the points.
Yeah. Good point. What about putback, boss? You getting some putbacks?
Yeah, this one's going tier 4. As much as I love going down there and going from offense to rebounds when I get the chance, I could get some glitchy ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, this badge, not putting any points into it. Definitely a big man badge or a slasher badge. Yeah.
Easy
I don't
enough.
think I'd go this badge on a 2-way, to be honest, but that's a preference probably. Yeah.
Okay, 4 left. Relentless Finisher.
Relentless Finisher, I'm going also tier 4. I'm not really going with layups over and over at the rim to help my stamina, so yeah, I'm not like going brain dead zombie mode over and over, so yeah.
Just not as much as a Sharp. You could use those badges elsewhere, most likely.
If you're like going at the rim a lot and going for dunks, layups, 100% I would take this badge, 100%. But that's just not for a Sharp at all.
Yep. Okay. Showtime.
Another tier 4.
But you want this one. I know you want this badge.
Trust me, I would love to have this badge, especially if it's making my takeover go higher. But you're really not getting too many highlight plays finishing, so your takeover meter probably will never really go up from it. So never really taking this. I don't think you're ever getting a highlighter and one really going on.
Yeah, this would be tough to activate, I think, as a Sharp. Tier 4, again, save your points. We'll put them somewhere else. Slithery Finisher.
Slithery Finisher, I have tier 3. No, tier 2. Tier 2, sorry. 2? Yeah. This one, I like this badge. It's definitely a good one. I think it's definitely really, really good if you have the points for it to put it in, even all the way up, whatever. You're avoiding contact when you're going up with the ball. How could you not want that? Like, I think this is a great badge, but it's not a badge I can put my 1 point in, so... Yeah.
If you have more points, though, Slithery Finisher, I definitely think.
It's one of the best. It's probably one of the best finishing badges, I think.
Yep. Silver, gold. If you have the opportunity to put it up there, why not? You're going to be going at the rim sometimes. As a Sharp, you do drive in. We understand that. We're just saying most of the time he's out shooting threes. That's the goal. Threes are worth more than twos. So Slithery Finisher, though, could definitely work for you. And moving on to the last badge, Teardropper. Where do you see this one, Swizz?
I'm playing another tier 4.
Okay.
I'm never doing teardrops. I don't think they're useful again. I think you might as well just go with the hop step over a teardrop.
Yeah.
Unless maybe the situation calls for it and you maybe have like an open teardrop, it could happen. But I just think the chance they're just not good enough. I just don't think you should use them. Unless maybe a patch happens, they get buffed or something, they become good somehow. But right now, I think you should just not touch the badge no matter what you are. I think you just don't use it.
Agreed. 2K18, I think floaters were pretty good.
Yes. 2K18, they were glitchy.
Yeah.
In the league, they were so glitchy.
Wolf was really good using them in 2K18. Yeah. And George loved calling them. He's like, come on, shoot the floaters.
Wolf would never do it, and he finally got into them. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. All right. Let's do the part where Swizz, let's say we understand you only have 1 badge point for Sharps, but let's say you had, maybe 8, 9, 10. In what order would you try to rank up your top 3?
I'm doing probably Fancy Footwork, Giant Slayer, and then if I use Shot Meter, probably Pro Touch. No Shot Meter, I'm using Slithery Finisher probably.
Okay, so Fancy Footwork, Giant Slayer, and then Pro Touch or Slithery Finisher. So right in the order we have going down there.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Easy enough. Make sure you let us know if you agree or disagree, as always, in the comments. We love to see feedback and talk with you guys. We're looking forward to hearing what you have to say about the finishing badges for Sharps. Swizz, thanks so much for hanging out. We appreciate you again.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Of course. Can't wait till you're back here. It's going to be fun. Yep, it's going to be fun for Season 3 of the NBA 2K League. Again, our starting shooting guard, Nick, a.k.a. Swizurk. Let us know if you enjoyed it, what other videos you'd like to see. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. We always appreciate that. From Cody, Swizz, and Pacers Gaming, we'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great day, guys.